Good morning. Have you ever been told that you're too much? That you're crazy, or your thinking or your emotions are out of control? That maybe someone else is telling you that you need to tone it down because no one's going to like you. You're just too much. So what happens when we get this feedback? First of all, I know that feels, there's a deep invalidation that I know that feeling. I know what that feels like. It feels like you're not being seen. It feels like you're not being heard. It feels like that all of you is not welcome. And what happens when we continually get this feedback, especially in our developmental years, but also even in adulthood, in different situations where we feel like that we should be completely seen and completely heard, is that we start to believe it. We start to believe that we are too much. We start to believe that we need to tone it down. We start to believe that all parts of us aren't welcome. And after, a couple times of this happening, we start to unconsciously numb that part of ourselves that we feel like is too much. We start to set it aside. We start to dumb it down. This is when we start to overcompensate with different, maybe self-defeating behaviors. And our emotional agility suffers. So what is emotional agility? Emotional agility is the way that we are in our lives through our feelings. It's the ability for us to kind of surf and ride the waves of all of our emotions that are coming up for us. The opposite of emotional agility is emotional rigidity. And emotional rigidity really keeps us in a very stuck place because we have things that we want, or we have a healthy relationship that we want, but we kind of feel stuck because we can't seem to get it. And depending on where you are in your journey, you may notice it's because maybe you do feel numb. And what we want is we want to be able to build that muscle of emotional agility, making it safe for all of parts of us to be welcome, to be included within ourselves. And as we do that, we can ask that from other people as well. So that's really the goal with emotional agility. But emotional agility suffers if these unconscious patterns are deeply rooted in us. And what happens after that is really kind of a critical thing, because what happens after that is we start to become our own worst critic. We start to become really hard on ourselves when we do start to feel too much. And it becomes this dual nature inside of us, of a part of us that really wants to be expressive, but then another part of us that is denying that expression because it has been told in the past, and it's probably being told continuously as you are right now, that it's just, we can't honor that parts of ourselves. So we start to become really, really critical of ourselves. If you've heard of the inner critic before, that is where that's where it comes from, and it lightly takes on the other people in our lives that have been really critical from us in the past, but it sits in us. The old way of thinking with this is that we just need to change our emotions. That's all. We just need to change these quote-unquote bad emotions that are coming up. The old way of thinking is that we need to learn how to be chill. We just need to learn how to calm it down. Not true. What the science is indicating today, and what my personal experience is indicating along with that of my clients, is that what the new way of doing things is really healing at the root cause of why you are being so critical to yourself, that root cause emotional trauma that sits within you that you could probably feel if you're connecting with me in this space right now. But the old way is very surface level. It's just change it so that you can get this. Change your emotions, be chill so that people can like you. Change this, be chill so that you can have a healthy relationship. Basically, it's the old way is like transforming yourself for other people. But this new paradigm that is growing is about it not being about you, but about your emotional trauma that's sending deep signals within yourself that being you is not enough. Let that sit. Because really we are enough. But we just have to heal that part of ourselves that really may want a healthy relationship, that really may want to communicate fully, that really may want to ask for what we need. But we have to heal at the root, because everything else is surface level. And you may have tried, and I see you. You may have tried to be that way. It was me for a long time. Just try to be chill, try to be funny, try to be, and I do have a joyful spirit. But really what that was a way of being a little bit emotionally rigid, because I didn't have the skills, the internal space and the internal safety to open up to emotional agility. So it's not you. It's just your unhealed emotional trauma that needs healing. So consider, who in your life has told you that you are too much? Who in your life has indicated that you just need to tone it down? And what part of yourself is telling you the same things today? And what part does that need to start to heal from the core? Love y'all.